For this procedure, you will need 2 trowels and 2 brooms. Please watch the techniques performed by this team in contouring the bottom and the deep area. It's time to install the liner, but first we will demonstrate a special technique that will make the liner placement go smooth and fast. For liner installation, you will need spring clips. Unroll the liner on a flat, grassy area. Note, along the bottom there are long seams. Find the seams and pull straight from both ends. At the base of the liner, mark the seams with a piece of duct tape to be able to see the point from a distance. Starting at one end, using the duct tape as a marker, drop the edge of the liner and pick up the bottom seams from underneath. Begin to fold the liner along the seams. With each fold, pull the side wall edges of the liner out as you fold. Each fold should be about 16 inches. When you get almost to the opposite end, drop the liner to fold in the opposite direction. Pick up the opposite end and pull all the way over and fold back so the liner pattern is up. Now, fold the liner into thirds by folding each end in towards the center. Use your entire crew to hoist the liner and move it to the pool. Place the folded liner on one circular end and unfold the side flaps. Pull the edge with the pattern showing down over the top rails and start to unfold the liner, holding on to make sure you do not drop the liner. The 2 end men will start to stretch out the liner, and when they give the command, the other members will throw the folded liner towards the center. The 2 end men will snap the liner forward toward the other end. Then they will unroll the liner until it is completely unfolded. At this point, clip the liner to the top rail using the spring clips around the entire perimeter of the pool. The next step is to align the duct tape markers so that they are centered on the circular end of the pool. Once aligned properly, pull the liner evenly up until the bottom seam is approximately 4 inches from the top rail. Continue around the pool, pulling up the bottom seam and stretching out the liner to remove the wrinkles. This process may have to be done a little at a time so that the liner is pulled out evenly. Please watch the technique used by this team. You may start filling the pool with water, but be careful to keep a watch on this process. At certain points, you will start to release the liner and allow it to stretch evenly. This is very important when you have a pattern liner because if the liner does not stretch evenly, you will see a distortion in the pattern. The liner can be gauged by watching the seam between the bottom and the wall. Measure as you release the liner to be sure you are stretching evenly. Please observe as this team allows this liner to stretch properly. Filling the pool can take some time and can slow you down considerably. It would be wise to make prior arrangements for water so that this can be done in a minimal amount of time. Bring the water level up to just below the skimmer opening and stop the water flow. At this time, the liner will need to be folded under and tucked in beneath the top rails. Start by pulling up a section of the liner about the length of 3 top rails. Then remove 3 top connectors and 3 top plates along with the stabilizer rails. Lift the entire section of top rails and top plates off and put aside. Fold liner under, keeping about 2 inches to fold over the wall. Then apply the plastic coping strip over the liner and attach the stabilizer rails back. Continue this process around the pool. Next, reassemble the top rail sections to the verticals. If your pool model has 2 walls that make up the pool, but has only 1 skimmer, the second skimmer hole will need to be covered per the assembly guide. Please observe this technique. Now, the assembly of the pool is complete. The next step is to plumb in your skimmer and piping to your filter. Also at this time, consider the groundwater and water table issues you may have in the area you are working. Groundwater can be a serious problem for your pool if not allowed to drain properly. There are a number of ways to do this. We suggest installing a drainage pipe around the outside of the pool at the base. Run the pipe to an area away from the pool that will allow any groundwater pressure to be released away from the pool. To begin drain installation, create a base of about 2 inches of gravel. Then set into the gravel the drainage pipe. The pipe should be covered with a paper or cloth designed to allow water through, but keep the soil from clogging the pipe. After setting the pipe and drainage paper into the gravel, then cover the pipe with gravel. At this point, it's time to start to mix the slurry. The purpose of the slurry is to make a form around the pool which will be used to hold back the soil. Also, the slurry allows the liner to be changed without the soil collapsing the pool wall. For the slurry composition, the ratio between sand and Portland cement should be 5:1. In other words, use 5 parts of sand to 1 part of Portland cement. Also, the water mix or ratio should be a dry mix. We suggest using a 3-inch slump. Concrete slump is the amount of water used to give the desired consistency. A slump cone is available to test the slump. When using a 3-inch slump, the mix will be about as dry as you can make it without it setting too quickly. We suggest 2 ways to mix the slurry. The first way is to mix the sand and gravel dry. Then shovel this dry mixture into the area around the pool. Next, add water into the mix, allowing the water to penetrate deep into the mix. Wet the mixture until it reaches the proper slump consistency. Finally, tap down to compress the mixture and continue this process until you have reached the finished level. The second method is to mix the sand, gravel, and water before shoveling it into the area around the pool. Never pour the slurry mix directly from the truck into the backfill area. Shovel the mix from a wheelbarrow or dump the mix onto a flat wood surface and then shovel into the pool backfill area. Controlling the composition and application of the slurry mix is key. Once the slurry is compressed and filled to the proper level, smooth out the slurry mix, sloping away from the pool. When backfilling around the skimmer, if you are hard plumbed into the skimmer, you may choose to backfill completely around this area. Another option is to form the backfill around the skimmer to allow access to the pipe.